Morning, everyone. Um, Following topics very touchy, and it's it's pretty direct. So, bit of disclaimer that no, it's not intended to cause any well, I'm trying to figure out the word. I'm still feeling a bit crook on the last few days, so I'm not at my best. But I had to sit down for this one too, because that's how heavy it is. But and you're probably going to feel the heaviness of it as well, because it's a really difficult topic to discuss. So so the disclaimer is just be aware. Like it's could be triggering, and it could be very heavy to listen to, and it's not something that I'm trying to achieve right now. But it's relationships 101 and the diploma that I got in the University of Life. And I'm not advocating that I know it all, but it's a little bit like this: is that the state library has got that many books, but there's not a single person in this world that has the time to read every one of them. That's a fact. But if we were able to get the message out of those every single books, I'm sure that we would find that other books were on the same topic, and that you would probably not need to read all of them to get the messages that are coming out of them. And that's one. And the other thing is that we each come with our own books, you know, autobiography, our horror stories, our fictional, our thrillers, our porns, our children's books. Like we all come with different books, and and it, and it's like this is it's relationships come down to the fact is when and real relationships come down to the fact is when you can be vulnerable to share your books with others, and not they don't need to accept all the books, but understand that those books are on the shelf, and 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 knowingly that some books you may not like and some books you may like, and and that's a topic that sort of I think sort of is the best way to for intro for this chat, because that's the sort of reality of it. So, and I think that it's important that we understand a few things, and I'm going to express my concerns of a situation that happened yesterday. Two situations that happened yesterday. One was when I made the recording and overheard some negativity from a guy having a go at, well, I assume that was his missus, in regards to talking to him like a child. And unfortunately, that's a common theme in society these days. But um, it's not her fault. It's not his fault. But it comes down to some awareness on that issue. Is that um, blokes, when they're going to confide in their partners, are in a vulnerable state, and to go to their partners in a vulnerable state at that position is similar to some experiences that I've been in, going to the hospitals or dealing with the police. And in those sort of circumstances, when you go to the police or go to the hospital or go to your confidant when you're vulnerable, you're not at your best, mate. You're nowhere near. And a lot of those times, judgment can be called on face value on the position where you're at. And a lot of times can be flipped in your face and rejected, and some unnecessary things can be said to you when the root cause of the problem still hasn't been addressed. And that's a sad reality. And it sort of leads to the topic of narcissistic tendencies. Like, if you're vulnerable in that position, do you need to be put down even more? Because you're already at a place when you're nearly ready to jump off the cliff. You don't need a push. Right? And that's a sad factor in men's society these days, is that we don't talk to other people about our problems because we get ridiculed if we do. It's just a natural fact, hey boys, we know that. So who the hell do we talk to? In most cases, our partners. And if you've got a good one, they're going to listen, nurture, and be there beside you in those times when you need a lending ear. Because most times, us blokes, we just need to talk it out and we find the answers for ourselves. But before the bashing and manipulation and slander and everything that we go through at work each day, because it's a big boys' world, sometimes we need a little cuddle and a rub. So, and an ear to listen to. Nothing more than that. And I understand sometimes like we'd come across it, was right in your face like that. Because we're silly like that. We like run around like our fucking heads cut off like a chalk. And that's our fault because we're in a vulnerable position that we don't know how to do that. But if a woman understood how to contain that headless chook and put the head back on again, wouldn't we have some happy days? But again, it's not a woman's responsibility to do that. So it's kind of conflicting on both ends. Like, how do you do that? Like, but it's just more of an awareness and open to talking about your needs and whatnot. So it comes down to like understanding, compatibility with one another, and like everyone's got their needs. You should be able to express them, but absolutely never is anybody else expected to meet those needs. Nobody. And if they can't, it's up to you to choose whether or not that relationship continues. So, healthy relationships. I can say that I'm very lucky to have healthy threesomes and foursomes throughout my life. And they're non-sexual basis. They're my band members. And it's like this, like each one of us has a gift. Bass, drums, guitar, vocals. And we all bring those gifts together with dedication to grow and achieve something really awesome. And to do that with 3 or 4 people, that's insane. So that's where I found most acceptance of the reality of healthy relationships, looking back over this and reflecting on those sort of topics. And how do I move forward in life and understand that? Because I love every single person that I've encountered in my life, even though some of them were pricks and assholes. Because each one of them, no matter the situation, good or bad, have presented me with something that was a challenge or was guiding or mental to grow and overcome and succeed. And I'm not saying I know everything. And back to the state library topic, like I'm just lucky that I got a little bit more books in my basket. And it's not about show ponying them, because if I was show ponying, I wouldn't be trying to have a chat here today to sort of express the knowledge that I've got. And it's again, it's not about me. It's just about the awareness of the gifts and things that I've been presented and how to apply them back in. Because each one of these videos that I've done, like, there's no planning the days before. There's no strategy on how the topic's going to go, except for a few fundamentals, as I was saying, with how the band works. You know, like intro and outro. It's got to be good and to be remembered. So start the topics off on an intro. Whatever comes in between, let it jam out and roll. And then at the end, finish it up with a bang. That's how I sort of formulated this presentation. And and I wake up in the morning and I sort of reflect on a few things and go, how am I going to interact with a topic that I wanted to discuss? And this one coming out this morning, it was heavy, man. And I woke up early, like 5 o'clock this morning, and I tried recording a video on the way out, coming here and that too, and I kept hitting the button, and it was doing it on purpose, I think, because I needed to sit down for it. I got some really good things out on the first 15 minutes on the walk here. I'm really disappointed because once I say it out, it's like the old write it on a piece of paper and burn it sort of thing and let it go. That's where I'm at with that. Like, say the video out and then let it go. Because I feel like I can get it off my chest and get it out there, you know. So that's sort of what I've done with my writing. And I'm really glad because after my eulogy to both my friend and my grandfather, I feel a bit at ease now that I got the message across. And as a big milestone for me, just to express that in a positive way. I'm really, 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 really proud of that sort of achievement. And I honestly can say that if I did it any earlier in my life, I don't think it would have been that effective. That's the honest truth. So, yeah, it was right time, right place. Excuse me. So, so I told you the first one that was disturbing. The second one, this one here. This one hurts, man. This one hurts quite a lot. And it's directed at all the males that have somehow created this space for this woman. Because I believe that's the outcome that's come to this sort of conclusion. But I had to shift rooms because I got some allergies, and one of the guys, his deodorant, I was triggered to. I've been triggered by deodorant for ages. But yeah, I was triggered by it in my room, so I asked to get shifted rooms. So I got shifted in this room. And one of the girls told me, you know, it's an all-girls room. I was really nice about it. So I apologised. I said, look, you know, I just got shifted in here. I'm just going with it. So I went with it, and I find it brave that she approached me on that. And she went down and had a chat with staff. The staff come up and asked me to leave, and she apologised to me. And I said, it's not your fault, darling. Like, you've got every right in the world to feel safe and secure in what you paid for to have that sort of facility. And that's 100% true, and every woman's right, absolutely. What I don't get is how she got to the stage where she felt that I was a threat to her in another space in her room without even knowing me. Because that raises a few red flags, and it's not her fault. And I apologise because she's a beautiful woman that deserves, like I said, deserves that sort of comfort. But I didn't take offence to her. I took offence to the male culture, and I feel that's the most disgusting thing. I had to go through to witness somebody else's pain and security concerns about little old me. And yeah, it's how do we get here? Because like, if you ask grandma and granddad back in the day, like all in the groups and that, I don't think they were feeling this way because they were quite sociable and probably a little bit more adventurous in that sort of aspect too. But but I imagine that when she first saw me in her room, understanding the fact that it was an all-females room, that instant shock to her system would have been a little bit traumatizing and unexpected, and breached her comfort zone. And yeah, like I felt like a home intruder in her environment, and I don't know how to correct that, or but yeah, I don't know. I got no idea. But all I can say is that we need to pull our fingers out, man, because that's a bit bad when we've got women in the world reacting like this. But so I was thinking about a few things, and it's a quite important topic. So switching it up now, but because yeah, I had enough of that. But it's enough negativity for on those parts. But it's a topic that I learned. It's like when you're meeting a new one in your life. You know, I say new one because whatever, male, female, both ways, whatever. Like each their own. But this topic should be asked clearly, like, what can you bring to the table for us? Not what can you bring to the table for me. What can you bring to the table for us to grow? What are your best aspects that you can work with me to help me grow, and vice versa? And that could be asked by any party sitting at that table. Because if you don't understand that, then you're not going to understand each other and where you want to go and the direction that you want to go forward. That's a very important topic to kick off on first encounters, to create an understanding of goals. Would you like to sit beside it? Would you like to retire on the beach? Would you like to retire in the country? Do you like the cold? Do you like the warm weather? Do you like, like, where would you see yourself going? And what what skills and things do you have to help me become a better person? Because those are very important, and uh, and you should get that understanding so that you can be both on the same page. And the next topic, and this one here is the most dreadful topic of conversation ever. It's sex. Not having sex, the sex topic. You know, what are your kinks? What is this? What is that? Because you should be able to express those things, to find out shyness, vulnerabilities, boundaries, likes, dislikes. You might be someone that's sensitive. You might be someone that likes a bit of a whack. Same thing. Each to their own, man. That's do you, mate. Do you. But tell you, someone that likes whack isn't going to be compatible with someone that is very sensitive. Like it's just not going to work. So you could be attractive on so many levels, but that ain't gonna work. So when you understand that fundamentals of it, you bring that back in to what can you bring to the table, because some things aren't going to work. That's why I had to explain that. But those two topics are a must in the first instance of a relationship. And I, I did a Man Alive program, and believe this, uh, out of all the topics that were discussed, this is the only thing that I took away from it, and it wasn't actually a part of the actual course. So the presenter, poor bastard, had been through 3 marriages, and on his third, he decided to do it right. Finally. So, but this is very important. I'd say I'm joking, but this is very important, and it's something that I sort of respect. I don't know if I could do it this long, but he said to me that he spent 6 months without sex, and his new with his new wife. And remember, this sex. I didn't say get naked and have a bit of a look skis, but or a bit of a touchy play, like sex, the actual formation of sex, so that you can formulate and empower each other and stimulate each other in a way to know if you're compatible, because it takes about 6 months to find the red and green flags. Everyone's got red flags, but you can work through those. You can. You can absolutely turn those reds into greens if you're willing to. And so on that part there, that's where it's at. And he goes, like that, when it come down to it, in the end, like it's up to you how you perceive this, but I can imagine that it'd be fucking, excuse my language, it'd be the most hottest on like Donkey Kong experience that you've ever met if you left that to that time, because you would be entwined and entangled with that person on such a level that you could not imagine that it would be breathtaking. And that's something that is challenging in today's society. And the positions that I've been in the separation, and I've been in, um, I've seeked out attention from other women, and I've laid down boundaries and understanding that I'm not looking for a relationship, because I've got needs, and they weren't attended to with the position that I was in, and I was open and honest on how I was going and moving forward. So I had to do what I did, and I went where I went. And it's no disrespect to anybody else, but those are the pathways that I had no control over, and I'm a man with with certain things that I would like to explore, and it's quite hard talking about this open and honestly, but I did what I did, and the women that I encountered fell in love after the first sexual encounter, and it was quite unpleasantly uh, shocking to understand that, because I hurt them, and I don't like hurting another woman at all. It's not something that I'm proud of. Where I've had to move on from those friendships, because their feelings for me, and I got no control over that. And I was quite open and honest and explained basically everything that I just explained leading up to this moment here and this topic today to them before encountering those there. And I still found myself in a position where I didn't want to be. So I've been now. I, I don't feel it's it's healthy for me to have a one night stand or go out looking for that. It's not something that I'm interested in right now. But same thing, you do you, because like I'm 41. So when I was 19, I was rooting like a rabbit, and you got to go learn somewhere. So, but we all grow, we all change. So, and I've explained this because as we get older, our our needs do change. Our direction does change. Our view in life changes. Everything changes, and things come, things go, and can influence those situations in many ways. Man, there ain't no guide to this bullshit. It's just awareness so that you can navigate through the storms so you can get to calmer waters. And I hope that this message is the same thing on awareness so that navigate through, because I'm sharing gifts that other people have shared with me and topics that I've learnt through downloads so that I can find the navigating tools so I can move forward. And as the leader that I like to present myself as, I basically uh, would would be dishonouring the community if I wasn't able to honestly share some certain aspects in reality instead of just naming out the topics that most other presenters do. So, and it's a it's a way of doing it that's honest, so it can reflect on my story, so that you can understand that it's not just been said by somebody that's just read a textbook, where most of these people have, and and I don't find any value from a textbook junkie who's got no life experience, because there's no heart and soul in it. A lot of times we sit in these rooms, listen to these textbook junkies giving us and feeding us this information without even understanding where they are, because they've been given the golden spoon all their life. So, and that is another topic where I can guarantee that is a problem in our society. So, not knocking your textbook junkies, but it's a sad reality. It comes to one of my mates, that best mate. He explained to me this, and he was doing some interviews for engineering jobs, and he had a guy that's got a doctorate, and then he got a guy that's just been a graduate, and he hired the graduate over the doctorate. You know why? Because the graduate was able to be moulded and formed. He had a place where he was willing to go and go forward and grow. He was eager, motivated, and able to do so, and also had social skills on a balance that were fundamentally important. Whereas the doctorate didn't have any of that, because he thought he knew everything. And because he got his doctorates, he thought he was to be his knees. Sat in a room for so many years without the skills to be out in the real world to be able to do that. That's a sad reality. So, and then I look at how education is, and how it's delivered, and where it's coming from, and our services, and all those sort of things. And yeah, it's if you ain't been in the fucking trenches, then like you're not gonna know how to win the war, and guarantee that. So, and like I was going to bring up countries' wars now, but I'm not going to go to political stuff. But it is quite defeating on that aspect. But I know I talked about threesomes and foursomes, but they're successful relationships in different functions. But marriages and relationships uh, tend to be influenced by outside circles, and um, a lot of the time it's by female on the female side and by female counterparts because guys would be like, "Did you get one up, yeah?" You know, like, "Go on, you bro," you know. Whereas fucking women would be picking apart the bloke, you know, like, "Has you got this? Has you got that? Has you got this?" You know, like, and I say that because I want to explain a story because I've got a narcissistic trap to for dates, and I don't spend anything more than $20 at all. So I took this woman out on a date. I'm not going to tell you most of it, but I'm going to tell you this part because I was let out all my tricks. And that's for you blokes to find out. But um, basically, we went through the markets and we picked out a few bits and bobs. Oh, sorry, we went through the markets and yeah, got a couple of things from there. We both agreed that we liked chicken crimpy shapes. And both like Coke, so we got a bit of knickknacks and whatever. We went down the park, and the box stands upright, and I did this in front of her. I laid the box down, and I cut the top part out of the box and made a tray. And I made up a platter. And I went out and picked out a few flowers because we were sitting in botanical gardens. I put a flower in a Coke, cracked it open, sat it down beside us, and we started. She started crying. She said, "No other man has ever done that before." I was shocked and disgusted at you blokes because that's quite simple, you know. Like, but I touched her on a way that cost nothing, and I can honestly say I'm not looking for a woman that wants me for money. I'm not looking for a gold digger. I don't want you. I want you anywhere near me. I'm not looking for a breadcrumber. I want someone who wants to grow with me, nurture me, hear me, listen to me, and be my best friend. So we can share moments like that. Because I think they're the most important things that I witnessed within my grandparents. I want to go ballroom dancing. I want to go and eat an ice cream cone. I want to sit on the beach at night and play songs and fall asleep under the stars. Those are more important to me than building an empty mansion. And I can honestly say that with the sexless lifestyle that I've had over the last few years, that those achievements and memories with different women that I've encountered have been on those levels. And I'm very grateful for that because it just proved to me that I could spark someone's life in that aspect. And going back to her, this was an important question. And I honestly, this come out of nowhere because I had never thought about it before because I was going through the same thing. I had so much rage and resentment from my ex, and so did she. But we're talking on levels that were uh, like this, and sharing and coercing each other. It was quite a beautiful thing. And out of nowhere, this popped in my mind, and I said, "So, do you still love him?" And she said, "No." And I said, "You're delusional, because I still love my ex." And that's how I realised that then, is that rage and anger inside of us is the fact that we can't present the love that we want to share. That sort of was a turning point for me, and I had to digest that a little bit because I still do love my ex, but unfortunately, it's not going to go in a direction that I think is going to be appropriate for my future, and that's a tough, tough thing to to hold to because the love that I've got is is unbelievable. So, but yeah, and accepting that as a challenge. But then I thought about the band stuff. So we're doing U-turns on the subjects, and the bands that I've been through, and the love and support and everything that I've had through those guys as well, and we went our separate ways on that, and they were tough times as well. But there was always another band, and we always rocked on, and we always had a good time. And and uh, and each of them is probably still rocking on too. So yeah, so that's where it's at with that. But, so I don't know what else to say, but I think I'm going to end it on that. But the the story that I've got is my band story. The best gig and how the story relates to the story that I've just talked about is that this happened about a year ago, where I messaged my guitarist, and I don't think I've spoken to him in about 17 years, about our high school rock awards gig, and I explained to him that I still reflect on that moment. And he said, I still talk about it like that today, like as well, because it was magical. So we impacted each other. I haven't spoken for years, but we're still talking about this moment. And I hope that same thing, like you guys are talking about moments throughout your lifetime, so that you can reflect on a more healthier aspect, so you can uplift yourselves, even though that you're separated from each other. So basically, we're backstage waiting to get up, and one of the boys said we should go out in our boxer shorts. This is confidence, and this is where I learned to be a crazy mofo. So we stripped off shirt and pants, and we were in our boxers. We could hear the band, man. Holy Jesus, they'll kick ass, and we get called up. Oh, like the backstage areas with the lights around the mirror, everything's like it's like we were stars, like it was so cool. We get out there, and the stage, man, is like massive, and like we'd be in the shed jamming close together in Townsville, 40 degrees, sweating it out, like that's dedication. To come out on a stage like this, perfect temp, man, and it's unbelievable. And there's no one in the mosh pit. There's 3,000 people on this hill in this auditorium called Townsville Sound Show that's no longer there because it's been bulldozed. So this is in dedication to the Sound Show and my bandmates. And plugged into this bass amp, still to this day the biggest bass amp that I've ever played in, and holy Jesus, played this thing, boom, boom, go straight through you. So, and same thing, not jealous of envious of anyone, but I'm jealous of my drummer because he was on a drum podium overlooking this thing, sitting on his throne, watching this go down. He had the best seat in the house. We started, my guitarist like 1, 2, 3, 4. We did other side of Red Hot Chili Peppers. And no joke, it was like a river of ants, and the whole mount of the hill come down, and the mosh pit filled up. It was like lighters going, incredible. And we're supposed to only do 3 songs, and and the guitarist goes, another one, and I'm almost like, get off, come on now. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4. We did Just Ace, man. Oh, it was going nuts. There's people crowd surfing, and there was everything like that. We were all like, smile from ear to ear. This was kicking ass. And the guy sitting in the background, like that. We knocked out another song. We got another one in there. Yeah. We took control of that moment. We did it, and took it and stole it so that we could experience it on that level. We took the opportunities, even though someone stared us in the face and told us that no, we couldn't. And we did it. So yeah, and that was cool. All the yellow slips from all the judges, basically, it's impeccable. Like, great performance. Set the bar for the night. Couldn't fault it. But you couldn't beat bloody one of the other bands there that played. Man, they played. Oh, they're on another level. So, but and the songs that they were playing was unbelievable. Like, and but we were still on that level just with our song choice, but we couldn't be as complex like that. And so those moments are the moments that, even though that we're separated, we go back to, that should be there to inspire us to move forward more positively. And that's sort of the approach that I've been trying to do with life moving forward. So, yeah, and I just hope that this attitude can offload onto others to maybe have that awareness as well, so that when we go to work today, we don't go in there fucking like dicks or pissing anybody off. Because stop projecting your bullshit. Stop being a cunt, because that's your fucking issues. Uplift each other and be kind to one another. So, I'm going to finish this on this song. It's dedicated, got a pole in my way, but fuck the pole. So, here we go. Looking kinda lonely, girl. Would you like someone new to talk to? Oh yeah, alright. I'm feeling kinda lonely too, if you don't mind. Can I sit down here beside you? Oh yeah, alright. If I seem to come on too strong, girl, I hope you understand. Say these things 'cause I like to know you as lonely as I am. Would you mind sharing the night together? Oh, yeah. Sharing the night together. Oh, yeah. Oh, we can be alone, girl, if you wanna go that far. If tomorrow finds us together right here, where we are, would you mind sharing the night together? Oh, yeah, share the night together. Oh, yeah. Oh, would you like to dance with me and hold me? Nobody holding you. Oh, yeah, alright. I can see in your eyes that you're gone. Nobody holding you. Oh, yeah, alright. I'd like to get to know you better. Is there a place we can go? We can be alone together. Turn the lights down low. Start sharing the night together.